All right, so I got to start pumping out these UFC 300 videos because it's about that time, and I am invested in this card from start to finish. I'm going to be at the bar at 3 when the early prelims start, and I ain't leaving that bar until the main event's up. So I'm going to start with our opener, Cody Garbrandt. He's taking on Deiveson Figueiredo. Now, this is the last fight I ever expected him to take. And I think that just kind of shows something on Cody, that he wants to prove the doubters wrong and get back into the rankings. Because Figgy just beat Rob Font in his bantamweight debut. It wasn't the most spectacular or dominant thing. You could tell that bantamweight had a way different feel than flyweight did for Figgy, because Figgy was a big 125er. Now he's like a normal size for 135, and he's dipping his toe in the water a little bit more, because I feel like going from Rob Font to Cody Garbrandt on Figgy's side, just on a rankings perspective, is kind of like backtracking a little bit. So I really don't think Figueiredo has a whole lot to gain from this fight. It's Cody that has everything to gain from this fight. Because Cody, he lost to Rob Font, who Figueiredo beat in a 3-rounder. Obviously, Cody was 5-rounders, but I really think if that was a 3-round fight, Rob Font would have won. It just seemed like he was picking apart Cody, and Cody really didn't have an answer. And that's the thing, is Cody's a pretty one-dimensional guy. He's always been that stand-up boxer with knockout power, but so does Figgy. Figgy's got stand-up. He's got ground game. There's a lot of ways Deiveson could win this fight. There's only one way that Cody can win this fight, really. Because if it goes to the ground, it's going to be Figgy's submission. Now, honestly, that's kind of how I see the fight going, is by like either a first or second round sub. Unless I'm wrong. You know, it's a prediction. You don't know what's going to happen. And one punch can change the trajectory of these things. Which is why I don't like making these predictions, because the fight could be going the way I expected it, and then one punch turns it around. Just kind of like Benoit Saint Denis versus Dustin Poirier. I thought that Benoit was going to win that fight, and for a round and a half, I was very convinced that, I was right on the money, that Dustin Poirier's time was just about up, and he's facing a young, hungry guy, but he turned around with a shot. I don't know. If Cody could somehow prove the doubters wrong, then why not let him get back into the rankings? Let him back into the things. Because you know what? If he beats Deiveson Figueiredo, I think he could do like a legacy rematch with Dominic Cruz for a main event somewhere. That would be pretty good. Send both those guys off. Because I just don't think the title shot at bantamweight is in it for either of those guys. Bantamweight's just super stacked right now. You got Merab, you've got Yan, you've got Song Yadong. A lot of these high-level dudes at bantamweight who are just itching for this. So both of these guys, I think, I think whoever wins this fight, it's probably going to be one of their last victories at bantamweight. Unless Cody wins and he beats Dominic Cruz in a rematch again. But I don't see much of a future for either of these guys at bantamweight right now at the moment. I might be changing my mind on that a little bit. But man, Cody must want it, because I don't see much that Figgy gains from this fight. This is all Cody's gain, and he's making a tall order. And who knows? He proved the doubters wrong at UFC 207 when he beat Dominic Cruz. Who's to say he's not going to prove all of us wrong at UFC 300 and give us one last no-love show before thinking about hanging it up? Unless he probably does want to go for that title. But I think Sean O'Malley or anybody beneath him might actually give him a really hard time. But I do want to see one last no-love prove everybody wrong. Because his last fight was pretty dominant, but it was against a bit of a tin can that nobody really knew. I think until I see any different, though, I'm going to have to go with Figueiredo by first or second round submission, because you know that he's gonna want to take this one to the ground, and if he does, I think it's gonna be an easy night at the office for Figgy. But that's what I gotta say. Peace out.